We are Jess and Dave, a couple from Canada setting off on a full-time travel adventure. We'll be spending the next 7 months exploring Southeast Asia, starting with 45 days in the Philippines. However, first we have to get there. It will take us about 72 hours to fly from Toronto to Cebu City, with stops in Tokyo and Seoul along the way. In this first vlog of our trip, we will be taking you along with us as we fly 14 hours to Tokyo and then head out for an evening to explore this incredible city.
We've now cleared security. And we're in the lounge. How you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. I haven't had anything to eat yet today or any coffee, so I'm feeling a little bit low energy. I had a big cry already. My sister, her husband, and my little niece came to drop us off at the airport this morning. And even though we've cried a lot this week, it was a very hard drop off. It was nice to just get our luggage dropped off really quickly, and then security took like minutes. It was so fast. And I'm very excited to now go get some breakfast because I'm starving. So we've just boarded our flight.
Yeah.
It's going to be 14 hours to Tokyo. We're pretty happy though because we paid for the extra legroom. It was a bit expensive.
It was, I think, about $250 for total for both of us.
Yeah.
But for a 14-hour flight, 14.5-hour flight, this is
And it's not just a little bit of extra legroom.
Yeah.
It's like feet of extra legroom. So we're pretty happy about that. However, we also got a window seat. But as you can see, no window.
No window.
But that's all right. It'll at least be a good surface to rest upon.
Landing, please ensure that your seat back and tray table are right and your seatbelt is fastened.
So about 30 minutes out from landing.
About 30 minutes out, and we're now 13.5 hours in. We're landing about an hour and 20 minutes earlier than expected, which is really nice.
Amazing.
This flight was quite nice. The legroom was key.
Yeah.
Exactly what we needed. And it was a better value than getting like premium economy, for example. Well, how do you feel now after 14 hours?
Honestly,
13 hours.
not nearly as bad as I expected to. And I still credit a lot of that to it not being a red eye.
No, it was a really good flight.
It was a really good flight. So we've just arrived at our hotel and we're gonna do a really quick room tour before we head out to go find some food because we're starving. So we've got what looks to be a double bed. Along this wall here, there's a desk, nice big mirror, a little sign here saying we can store our luggage underneath our bed. So that's good because currently our luggage takes up about half of the room. It's a pretty small room, but I feel like it's got a pretty effective use of space in here. And then we actually have our own bathroom too, which was one of those things that we were like, our first hotel after a huge travel day, we need to have our own bathroom and preferably our own room. So we're pretty darn happy with what we've got. So then through, this is the second time I've done this and both times I tried to push the door in. So we've got our own little bathroom. So toilet, sink, shower. So even though it's pretty tiny, the bathroom has all of the standard stuff that you would expect from a hotel bathroom. You've got all the little extra toiletries, soap, shampoo, that kind of thing. And then of course the famous Japanese toilets with all the various buttons. So odd to say, but we're looking forward to using that later. So we just hopped back on the train and headed down to the Shibuya Crossing area. So I couldn't tell you the name of the place that we're about to eat at, but I can tell you it is full of gluten. I feel like Japan is going to be the only place where I'm willing to break the no gluten rule, because how can you not have ramen and gyoza?
Of course.
Yeah. So we're gonna do it, and I will just face the consequences. Hopefully, it won't be too bad.
It'll be okay.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So Dave, how did you feel about the ramen that we just had?
It was perfect. It was exactly what I wanted.
It was so good. Now
Oh, sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say, so we had originally wanted to go to our favorite spot, which was Ichiran Ramen. It's just probably one of the most popular ramen restaurants in Japan. And we've eaten there numerous times before when here, another time in New York, and I was willing to break the gluten rules in order to go eat there, but then the wait was going to be, what was it, 2 hours and 40 minutes at one location?
Yeah, like 160 minutes or whatever.
And then it was still an hour and a half at another location, which we kind of figured was going to be the case. But I am so happy with the place that we just went to.
Oh yeah, it was instant.
Instant. You just paid at the machine outside to get your ticket. You go in, you grab a seat, they bring you all your food, and then when you're done eating, you just get up and leave because you've already prepaid.
Exactly.
And it was just...
A little bit of beer, that was nice.
Oh yeah, Dave had a beer, and then we each got a bowl of ramen. It came with rice and 5 gyoza per person. I think it cost around $25 Canadian total for both of us. So Shibuya Crossing is the busiest pedestrian crossing
I think so.
in the world. And apparently as many as 3,000 people are crossing at any one time. I guess it's like called like a scramble crossing. So it's just basically a free-for-all. I mean, there are lines showing you which ways to go, but everyone just crosses from every direction. And it's, I was gonna say organized chaos. I didn't feel that crazy. And it's just kind of like a really iconic thing to see and be part of in Tokyo. Yeah, it's just pretty cool. We've crossed a couple of times now. The first time just for fun, and then beyond that, just to get places. And actually, we've just come across from where we had dinner to go and see the Hachiko statue. The general overview of the story of Hachiko is that basically his owner found him, brought him home, and every day the dog would go and meet his owner at the train station at Shibuya Crossing to walk home with him. And then one day the owner died while he was at work, so the dog stayed at Shibuya Crossing waiting for his owner to come back until he died like 9 years later. So as like a sign of respect and of his like loyalty and everything to his owner, they put up a statue where he would wait. It's just funny because when I was a bit younger and there was a movie that came out about it, Richard Gere was in it and somebody else, I can't remember who. It was a movie I watched with my entire family and everyone was absolutely sobbing. And it's still kind of like an ongoing thing that we'll bring up and people will fake cry. And anyways, yeah, it was something that I just really had to see while we were here.
Flew 10,000 kilometers.
14 hours to come and see Hachiko.
And eat some ramen.
And eat some ramen.
All right. I didn't see you there.
Oh, I didn't see you there.
Ooh, that's a dark beer. You know what? Japan makes good beer.
So yeah, we just got back up to our room and we're pretty much ready for bed. It's just before 9 o'clock Tokyo time. So it's been almost 24 hours, I think, since we've been awake.
Things just went really well.
It did just go really well today. The trains have all been wonderful. And we actually downloaded a pass before we got here called the Suica pass. It's like a reloadable transit card, and it's just in our Apple Wallet, and you can just add money to it at any time, and you just tap it to get on, and you tap it when you get off, and it's super easy. So part of the reason we're going to bed now is obviously because we've been awake for so long, but we also have to be up pretty early. I think we're getting up at 6:30.
Oh no, are we?
Yeah, we have to take a train to get to Narita Airport, and it's about 2 hours, just under 2 hours, I think, for us to take the train from where we are now. And then we have a flight just before noon. It's like 11:55 a.m. From Narita Airport to Seoul, South Korea.
I think you're right. I think we do have to get up that early. Yeah. Sorry, while you were talking, I was doing the math in my mind, and I was like, oh no.
We've already both set alarms for 6:30. At least we've said we've both set alarms.
I set an alarm for sure. I don't know why I bought a beer right now.
I don't know why you were buying a beer either. I questioned it, but didn't want to overly question it. Yeah, that's basically that. It was a great...
All right, the beer's gone.
Okay, perfect.
Let's go to bed.
That's basically that. So we will see you in the morning.